Well, it's not every day that a WWE superstar is in Nashville. This past week, wrestling great Mick Foley invaded the Music City. Mick was in town to help promote a local wrestling event. He stopped by Zanies to work on his stand-up comedy routine, and he probably found time to write a chapter in his latest novel. Now, since his days in the wrestling ring, Mankind has become a Cactus Jack of all trades. A stage and a crowd. That is all Mick Foley needs these days. Life after wrestling has been fun for the WWE superstar, who still lives for the rush of performing in front of a live audience.
Are you guys happy to be here tonight?
You never quite kick that feeling you get, the fulfillment you feel when you're in front of a crowd, and so I've just had to find different ways of getting that fulfillment.
Mr. Sacco is out!
The world of professional wrestling will always be a big part of Mick Foley's career. He recently took time out of his stand-up comedy tour and his busy writing schedule to appear at the Crossfire show at the Tennessee State Fairgrounds, an event that benefited the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Mick loves the fan response wherever he goes, but he also likes to see the effects that wrestling has on so many families.
Kids who want nothing to do with their mom and dad, who suddenly want to watch wrestling with their dad in a way that does not translate to even great sports like football or basketball. There's just something about wrestling that brings families together. I know for those who don't enjoy or appreciate what we do, it's like, come on, that's crazy. But I've seen it in so many cases, so many hundreds of cases, stories specifically about kids who weren't getting along with their mom, dad, or grandfather, and then they found a way to bond over pro wrestling.
It's the perfect ravioli for all mankind.
And Foley's diehard fan base has also bonded with his abilities outside of the ring. Who would have thought this is the face of a New York Times best-selling author? Mick Foley struck writing gold right out of the gates.
Have a Nice Day in '99 just took the, it just shocked people in the literary world by hitting the bestseller list at #3 in its first week, getting to #1 in its second week. And this was at a time when all the presidential candidates had their memoirs out. And here was the pro wrestler on top of all of them. And the irony was, with the exception of Senator Bill Bradley from New Jersey, all of the candidates had their autobiographies written for them. So I could have forecast an economic downturn way back in '99 when the pro wrestler's doing his own work. The presidential candidates are not. That's not a good sign.
The Mankind mask was put on me to cover up the fact that he didn't think I looked like a star.
So will we ever see the wrestler turned author turned stand-up comedian back in the squared circle? Never say never when it comes to sports entertainment, but it sounds like Mick has already gone out on top.
My last match in my career to this point was with the Nature Boy, Ric Flair, and it was a really good one. So everyone wants to go out on a high note. So if that's the last match I ever had, it would have been a great way to go out.
Not bad at all. Well, more to come here on Sunday Sports Central.